stories. Let's go.
Right, Brayden. Quit. Alright,
You're
let
first.
me tell you a story of like it was a couple days after I got my first dirt bike. This was about 2-3 years ago, okay?
Mhm.
So I was riding around and then my cousin wanted to get on. He does not know how to ride dirt bikes, and I did not know this. So he was riding around, he didn't crash it, he brought it back. I noticed he didn't shift down anything, I didn't think of too much of it. But once I got on my dirt bike, I started up, I tried to rev it. This thing done a wheelie, it was still in 5th gear. It done a wheelie, I was doing the Superman while doing the wheelie, and I had to kick my leg over, and I had to kick my other leg over, put it down. What I did was I shifted down to first, I turned, I started going slow, and I brung up my my bar, and I started doing the wheelie, and I shifted up to third, and I was just riding this wheelie. It was fun. Alright, who's next?
Brayden, I'll let you go.
Oh, bro, I don't have any
I gotta think of a
stories,
story. Like you don't have that many stories to tell.
I just pull one out of my ass. That's what I'll do.
Just like those jelly beans.
Yeah.
I don't have any, bro.
Alright, Mark.
Let me think.
I got one. I got another one.
Why did you do it? Because I still have to think. Freaking old ass.
Alright, so this was about when I first moved to Texas, okay?
Did you fall on a horn?
So, I moved into Texas about, let's say, 8 to 10 months ago. And
what?
And he's ending. And he's ending. Death, I swear to God, if you don't come over here, like right now, he's like low. He's coming to end me. He's legit coming to end me. Get the rest.
Finish your story while Brayden's resident.
Alright, so it was about 7-8 months ago, okay? And so I moved here, we obviously came. And so it was my first day of school, right? So I went up to this dude, and I'm down again. Watch out, dude. I'm like wearing him out. Alright, get in here. Behind you.
Oh, bro.
Alright, let me finish the story. So it was the first day of school, right? So I was just chilling. I was like doing my thing. So we went outside on the blacktop. We went for intramurals, which is basically called our recess. But we call it intramurals in my school. So I was just, doing my own thing. Then all of a sudden I hear, "Hey, yo," and he's like, "Hey, yo, pussy." And I turned around, I was like, what the heck? And then once I turn around, I see this dude walk up to this other dude and swing. So eventually they start coming over to me, okay? And then someone breaks it up, and once that person breaks it up, he was like, hold on, everyone wait, we have to bet something on this. I was like, alright, knowing me, I'm funny. So I moved in, I was like, alright, you know what I bet? I bet my sister's rubber dildo.
You don't have a sister then.
Yeah, I do.
But
is that the entire story? Like,
yeah.
That was a shitty story.
Well, yeah, I actually do have a sister, Death.
Oh, no, you've never told me.
Oh,
alright,
then
so
you
I was
haven't
in
been
first
paying
grade, right?
attention.
I'm going.
This one
I
was
was in
you
first
Joseph.
grade, and I had a teacher named Miss Thomas, right?
Okay.
So we were out in recess. We called it recess instead of whatever the fuck you called it. And
Yeah.
we were in recess, right? I had 4 friends that were like, bigger than me, right?
Uh-huh.
One of them pissed me off, right?
Uh-huh.
And all you could hear on the playground was, and this motherfucker falls to the ground crying after I bitch slapped him. He's on the ground crying.
Was you big?
No! I bitch slapped him, right? The teacher does not see.
Wait, with his ass
But the
cheeks?
other 3 people go and tell on me, right? So there's 3
Oh,
people,
hold on,
that
wait,
dude
hold on,
and
I
me.
probably know what's
We
gonna
all
happen.
5 of us got in trouble.
Wow.
I got in trouble for 3 days. They got in trouble for a week. I don't know why. But literally,
Yes,
all
it's
you,
illegal to
like,
fight
one of
on
the kids
school grounds.
was
Right.
literally
I'm gonna boogie bomb you.
one of the kids on the playground was just like, all I heard was in the background. And I just turned around and all I see is somebody falling to the ground crying.
Okay.
Let's just
Was
say
it Joseph?
he didn't fuck with me anymore after that. Now he's a football player and I don't fuck with him because I don't want to get my ass fucking beat. He's like 6 foot tall.
Oh, bro, I think I got one, bro. It's my first year of first grade, right? It's like the first week, and I'm tilting back on my chair, and the teacher thinks it's all cool to come back behind me, pull the chair. So I just let myself fall with the desk, and I just let it fall on her toes, and it broke one of her toes. And it was so funny that day. Bro, Ethan, come here. Where are you?
Over here. Why? Oh, you need help? Okay. I'll save you like I do all the time.
Oh no, I saved
This
him. I
is
threw a
gonna be-
clinger on one of them, but
This is gonna be your second time.
okay, so it's. Are you done with your story? Like,
Yeah, bro, that's it.
okay, so in first grade,
Well, you're
I
gonna
don't know why
loot
it's always with first
my
grade,
kill?
Mhm.
Oh,
but
wow.
it's in first grade,
Yeah.
and
There you go.
same thing as yours, Braden. But I was tilting my chair back, right, and I put my feet on my desk, right.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was paying attention to me at all. And all I feel is falling back, and my ass falls backwards,
On a pencil?
hits the floor. Loud ass noise. Nobody turns around. Teacher looks at me with one of those dumbest looks on her face. And I just picked my chair up and I just sat there like, fuck. And well,
Thanks for the free ride, bro.
all it really was is I fucking fall backwards.
Yeah, no problem.
And then we take a test. Teacher
I got dudes,
says
three dudes.
to not
I
come
know.
up during, like to turn in our test, to not come up. Literally right after she says that, I go up there and try and turn in my fucking test. Like, we have some of the most shittiest stories. They can be funny at times.
Take your fate, mate.
I'll boogie bomb myself! No! Oh my god, and of course he gets the headshot.
Dumbass.
Every time, bro.
How does he
I don't
shoot
have any
before
more,
me?
bro.
He has a lower ping, bro.
Bro, what should Please about you and Joseph, man.
Nah.
Oh no, hold on. I have the worst entitled parent story ever. Okay.
Is it in real life about you?
Read it out.
Yes,
Read that
it
bitch
is.
Wait, I'm gonna go
Alright.
right now on my phone and I'm gonna read out shit, alright?
Alright, hold on. No, this is a real story that actually happened to me. So, Death, you obviously know the Fort Wayne Mall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so it was during Black Friday time, okay? It was me and a couple of friends. And we went out, it was packed, like, we could not move. So, we obviously went to GameStop, okay? And we were looking at the PS4 games, because obviously it was PS4 time. I had the PS4 at the time. And then the entitled mom walks in. Her name is Cheryl. And we have the entitled brat, which his name was like Derek or Daryl or something like that. Started with a D.
This thing that you
So
sucked
I
all
was
night.
just chilling. I was just chilling. I was like, so I was looking at a couple of games. And so I was like, oh, since it's almost Christmas time and it's about Thanksgiving time, or it was Thanksgiving time, you know, I'm gonna buy my friend a game. And so my friend, he was in the store with me. So he really wanted Rainbow Six. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get him Rainbow Six. So I bought Rainbow Six. And then while the entitled kid, he was like, he was just chilling there, not doing anything, okay? He was looking at the Minecraft stuff that was on the front desk. I was like, I walked up to the cashier, I was like, hey bro, I'd like to buy this game for my friend. He's been really nice to me, and he was like, okay, and he checked it up, I bought it. Then the kid says, hey, can you buy me a game? I'm like, sorry bro, I don't know you. If I knew you and we were really good friends, yes, I would buy you a game. So, he was obviously upset. He put his head down and walked away. And I was like, man, I feel bad for that kid. And then, next thing you know, Cheryl comes over and walks to me, okay? And I swear, when I say red as a tomato, I mean red as a tomato.
Bitch stick, you're a bitch.
So,
Oh, you just headshotted me.
So, me by knowing me, I'm a really nice guy. So she comes up to me, she's like, why wouldn't you buy my son a game? I'm like, because I don't know him, and I just don't know him in general. She's like, well, that doesn't mean anything. You can still buy my son a game. He deserves it. I'm like, sorry, miss, I don't know. And then her face just turns redder than my Fortnite skin right now.
It's orange.
I feel like her head was about to explode. Like, that's how red she was. And she was like, you don't need to be such a happy cunt. You don't have to do all this. Why do you have to do this? I'm like, yo, chill. I said I wasn't gonna buy your son a gift because I don't know him.
I don't
She's
know
like,
the
blah
little
blah blah.
fucker.
My friend then came out. He came over. He was a freaking god for this. He comes over and he was like, yo, what's going on here? And she's like, well, this guy, he bought his friend a game, and he won't buy my son a game. And I'm like, and then he was like, yo, you need to chill. He doesn't even know your kid. And she was like, that doesn't even matter, blah, blah, blah. And she was just going off. It's gotten to the point where my friend was fed up with her crap. He was like, lady, if you do not leave my friend alone, I will literally, he said this, I will literally turn your head into a bowling ball. And she was like, oh, now you're harassing me? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was harassing you after you harassed my friend. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that. And she was like, you still harassed me. I'm gonna call the cops. So she called the cops. She called the security. My bad. Security came in and she was like, so were you harassing this lady? She was like, she's like, yeah, they were harassing me, they were touching me, they were pushing me and all this. I was like, whoa. So I basically explained to the security that I was like, no, we didn't push her. She harassed us first about not buying her son a gift because I didn't know him. And then the cashier was like, yeah, we have footage of her harassing them before, and her face just turns whiter than a marshmallow. And she turns around and she looks back at the security guard and she was like, oh crap. And she took off running with her kid, dragging him across basically the floor. So,
Bro.
What a fucking bitch.
so basically she got arrested for the night for harassment and child abuse. But then later she goes into court and then she goes to jail for like 6-7 months because she had child abuse and harassment charges. And
Bro, I would have roasted her so bad by saying her face was abusing me at the very beginning.
Your face was Your face was assaulting
so she
me.
was entitled like a bunch.
Bro, I would have just been like, woman, shut up. And then she said, no, I'm not.
Fucking, your face was like a motherfucking red ass bowling ball. Get your big fucking head looking at the fuck out of here.
I still can't believe that happened.
Yo,
to me.
look at him.
Yo, there's a
Dumb
green.
looking ass the fuck up.
And I still can't believe this stuff is happening.
Shut your Jewish fucking butt.
Alright, anyone who
What
has
ass the
stories?
fuck down. Sit your Casper to ghost looking ass the fuck down.
Anyone else who has stories?
Bro,
I'll
get
just
your rice scum looking butt down.
I'll
When
just
you
read
see
some off
an
of Reddit.
Fortnite Asian dude, bro, get your Asian butt down.
You guys want to just react to like fucking stories off of Reddit? Cause our lives fucking suck.
Sure, bro.
Boring as hell. Yeah, I'm gonna start eating some clinkers over there first.
Help, she's ending.
And I dare you, bitch.
She's ending. She's ending. Help, help, help!
Bitch!
Why didn't you save me?
I was trying to.
What are you
Fucking-
doing? Why are you saving him?
I left the match so they couldn't finish.
They still got the finish.
Fuck. I broke my camera on my phone.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Well, I'm still gonna read out a story.
Oh my god, bro, this is so annoying, bro.
r/entitled
parents. Oh.
No, bro, we should talk about Fortnite stuff. Like, what happened to us in Fortnite games before?
In a second. Hit a woman, I'll hit you. I'll destroy your source of income. What? Give me both of the pizzas. My son and I deserve them. Nigga. My entitled mother steals my disability. Entitled
who
parents
else has
tells me to
stories?
get out of my house. Bet this one. Alright.
Alrighty.
Backstory, I'm 14 and I love playing video games. Like any other 14-year-old does. I also have a little sister who's just a week old, turned 10? Huh? Also, mind that all of this is translated in English, so dialogues are a bit off. So this happened a week ago at my little sister's B-day party, or birthday party. Now I am lucky to live in a 2-story house, so as any other 10-year-old, my sister invited all her classmates. And I mean all of them. Now I hate children. Damn.
That's
would
it.
get the
Except
whole
my
thing.
sister and my cousin, so as not
Okay.
to interact with them, I stayed in my room in on the second floor as I played God of War on my PlayStation. props to you, bud. So the party, I was downstairs, and I didn't think anyone would come to my room. Shit. So I was playing until I heard a knock on my door. It was quite a long time since the party started, so I thought it was my mother to tell me that we were cutting cake, singing happy birthday, etc. And I say, come in. Me is a dinosaur entitled kid. Is entitled kid. ED is entitled dad. M is my mom. Me is a dinosaur. The fuck? Me, come in. EK. Can you tell me where the bathroom is? Me, sure. It's where it was. Entitled kid, okay, thanks. So it passes some time and I hear another knock on my door. It's, again I say, entitled dad, why did you kick my son out of your room? Me, he asked for the bathroom. ED, don't lie to me. Steps into my room, huh? What is this game? You are traumatizing my child with the violence and sexuality. It's a fucking God of War sexuality.
It has some nudes in there.
Of course it does. It's just a game. Can you please get out? Entitled that. No, I won't until you explain to me why are you playing this game in front of my son? Me, I wasn't playing it in front of your son. Now get out. Entitled dad. Listen here, young man. Stop lying and get out of the fucking house. Me, huh? You realize that this is my house, right? Entitled dad. I don't care. Get out and give my son your Xbox. The fuck? Me, you can't tell me what to do. It's my house, and this is a PlayStation, not an Xbox. Here comes my mom, and she's really fed up with what's happening. Mom, what is going on over here? Entitled dad, your son was watching porn in front of my son. You gotta be fucking kidding me. She looked at the screen and was like, get the fuck out of my house and never step in here again. Sorry if it's pretty big. I just felt like I needed to share it with you guys.
Bro,
That's
why's that woman I just smacking?
fucking. Your son was watching porn in front of my child. Bitch, it's got a word. All it is blood and fucking a really muscular fucking old man. Like,
or it could be the younger boy. The
Atreus?
younger version of him.
He literally wears clothes all the time, even in long sleeves.
No, the younger God of War. There's different God of Wars. There's the
Alright, so a
there's the one
shirtless,
with,
bald dude that's still young. Nice.
no, it's not shirtless. He's not shirtless and he's not old. Yes, he's shirtless, but he's not old. He
I
doesn't
said
even have a
shirtless
beard,
man.
and he's
Ow!
not old.
What's up, prick? He doesn't have shield. He does not have shield. I hit him for 40. My pickaxe.
Alright, time to tell my. I'm gonna look up an entitled thing on Reddit too.
I just downloaded the Reddit app on my phone.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna look up entitled
Here it
parents.
comes, on the right side,
Bro,
Alrighty.
why, man? Why did he not shoot first?
I'm ready. Let's see.
Wait, here's one of the comments on that one story. You are traumatizing my son with your porn and violence. Give it to him. This is how the mafia works. So fucking true.
Alrighty. Alright, no. Alright, here. This is alright.
Here's the one that I'm gonna be reading next. Entitled mom causes me to have a car accident and harasses me about it for 3 years. You
I
guys
would
just
smack
listen-
that woman from it.
Alright, no, hold on, let me. I found out about this subreddit a few days ago and decided to share a story that happened to me last month. So my girlfriend and I recently got engaged, and rather than telling my parents over the
Brayden, put it on creative so that we can just do the stories and fight each other. Just cause.
with my folks
It's a
who
creative, damn
couldn't
it.
be happier about the news.
This is easier. Let's just do it.
Alright.
Then came time to return home. We boarded the train, and like with our trip down, the two of us had our Nintendo Switches. The first hour was fine. We'd been playing Smash and decided to swap out to Mario Kart. The train was pulling into the next station, and a bunch of passengers got on. A woman, EP, mid-late 30s, and her son, entitled child, 6 or 7.
So
Sat on the chairs on the other side of the aisle from us. At first, nothing. The train moved on from the station. Then a few minutes passed, and I glanced and see that entitled child is staring at us from his seat. He noticed me and then turns to his mom and shouts, entitled kid, "Mom, I'm bored." Entitled parent, "Did you bring your game like I told you to?" Entitled child, "No, I forgot it. They have games. Get me theirs." Entitled parent tries to get our attention. At first, asking fairly polite if she could borrow one of our Switches. I say sorry, but we're playing them, and that I'm not particularly comfortable borrowing my stuff to strangers, and we go back to arguing. That's when things turned ugly. Entitled child at this point was started crying and kicking the seats in front of him. Thankfully, no one is sitting in. That's when she starts shouting at us. Entitled parent, "See what he's doing now? This is your fault." Me, "I'm sorry, but is it my fault you can't control your kid girlfriend? Yeah, you should have made sure to pack stuff for him to do if you knew you were bringing him along on this trip." And top part, "I told him to, but he forgot." Me, again, not our fault. You should have made sure he had it. You can't expect a little kid to remember to grab stuff. At this point, she was ranting and raving, a lot of which I could barely understand over the kids screaming, but then I did hear. Or tell parent, "What do people your age even have these games for anyway? You don't need them. If anything, you should be letting us use both of them so I could play with my son." Me, "Sorry, but we enjoy these games. One of the reasons we're even traveling by train is as an excuse so we can play them together. Now can you please just leave us alone?"
F in the chat.
And this time I noticed at least one passenger's point out the conversation to the conductor, who've been keeping an eye on the situation but hasn't yet said anything or stepped up. Thankfully, at this time, entitled parent has shut up. Even the entitled child had started and calmed down. By this point, my girlfriend and I had gone to the point where we couldn't be bothered to continue with Mario Kart. So we pull our Switch's cases out of our bags and proceed to pick what to play next. And deciding to go back to Smash, afraid us both have some built up frustration from the encounter. Now this next part, I'll admit, I should have seen coming, and was partly my fault for leaving it in a place entitled child could reach. But he must have seen that I was keeping the case for my Switch, which had all the games I'd brought on the trip, and my rucksack that was hanging on the arm of my seat. And suddenly I felt the back move and hit my leg a few times. At first I just thought of the train was moving, but I glanced over, there was an entitled child holding my Switch case, pulling it out the carts. "Hey, tell him to give that back or I'll come over there and take it." And so "Don't you dare threaten my son!" Me, "Your son is a thief, give it back now!" I tell a parent, why? You're not playing these games. Let him look. Me. There are over 500 euros worth of games in that case. Give me them now before he loses them. It was at this point that the sweetest piece of revenge happened. Entitled kid licked one of the Switch cards. He then starts to scream in terror. Now, for those who don't know, due to the small size of the Switch cards, Nintendo calls them in a non-toxic bittering agent known as denatonium benzoate to discourage small children from eating them, and naturally it tastes awful. Todd Paul and the Kentucky fight finally came in and stepped in. Entitled parent tried to play the victim, saying we stole both of their Switch systems, and then tried to kill her son by poisoning him and demanding they phone the police. But the conductor wasn't having any of it. He'd been given the same report by multiple passengers that this mother and son were harassing us. Hold on, where was I? He made her give us back my Switch case and games. And he made the decision to remove them from the train at the next stop and make her wait for another one. All while her kid was still screamed in terror from the awful taste licking the cart had prevented. The taste lasts quite a while on your tongue. The rest of the trip was extremely pleasant. The conductor couldn't do enough for us. And at the stop, after the one entitled child were forced to get off, a mother and her daughter, about 10, sat in the seats behind us. She kept peeking over the seat to watch us play. My girlfriend said it was fine if she wanted to watch. She spent the rest of the trip talking about our games and what games she played, and because we got to talk with her, get to know her, we actually did share systems with her. With permission from her mother first. Please, parents, raise your kids to be like this awesome young lady. I certainly hope my girlfriend and I will have to be like her, and not the annoying, entitled child brat. Oh, whoa.
Oh, motherfucker. He could lick the motherfucking thing and claim it as his, and then he...
Yeah.
fucking bitter ass Taze fucking licked the bitch and start screaming. I thought it electrocuted him. Like,
oh, my
no
entitled
joke, I thought
mother
it
steals my...
electrocuted
No,
him.
hold on. My entitled mother steals my disability money.
Oh, I've already read that. Well, I've already said that one.
No, but that's extra long. I'm not reading that.
Oh, I'm gonna be reading an extra long one, so it's
Hold on, baby shower without the pregnant person. I'm gonna read this one.
Hey, I'm gonna read one real quick first.
No, I'm gonna read this one. I have a relevant that is pregnant. A relative that is pregnant. Her baby shower was scheduled for tomorrow at another relative's house. Unfortunately, pregnant lady is in labor right now, only 36 weeks or so. She's probably pushing as I type this. My mother is the entitled person. Oh God. Imagine having an entitled mom. In this story, she just called me. I refer to her as CL, crazy lady. Pregnant relative is a pregnant lady. Crazy lady, did you hear a pregnant lady is in labor? Do you know if she had the baby yet? Me, not yet, should be soon though. Crazy lady, did you hear that pregnant lady's mother postponed the baby shower? Can you believe that? I took a day off work for that party. Me, it's not like you could have had the party anyways. Pregnant lady is still going to be in the hospital tomorrow. Crazy lady, we could have still done it without her. We could have just given the presents afterwards. Are you being serious right now, crazy lady? Yes, pregnant lady should have known that the baby was going to come this early. She should have been on bed rest so the baby didn't come out before the party. She did this on purpose. I don't see why she had to be there now. I don't even want to go to the stupid fucking party. At this point, I started laughing hysterically and she hung up. And that's it. Alright, who's gonna tell the next one?
I'm making my account real quick.
Okay. Yo, should I tell that a title counter about mine on
Nah,
Reddit?
I'm good.
Okay.
Here, I'm just gonna fly off the edge.
Alright.
Let's
I'ma
just
play.
sit in the lobby while you tell them. We'll read them.
Yeah, I'm just gonna return to lobby real quick.
Are we playing high explosives?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm returning to lobby. Alright.
Let's just go to creative and let's fuck around as we read.
I'm gonna do.
I don't think you guys have heard this one yet. Okay, you guys ready? This one's a long one, by the way.
Okay.
Entitled parents are offended by my heart surgery scars. Thanks, I'm promoting Satanism.
I've already heard this. I've already heard this about Satanists and all this. I already heard it.
Well, I'm gonna read it anyways.
No. Hold on. Should we do extra? I'm gonna do an extra long one, so it's better. Okay. You can tell yours later, cause I've already heard it. Our grade school age kids are friends. Give me your car. Oh, this finna be good.
Ready up, we can go on creative.
Okay. A rather bland and unexciting story, but I've recently found this sub and feel the need to share anyway. Though it will take a bit of backstory. Back a kid that didn't make many friends. There was a girl, we call her Kay, that I ended up being friends with. Kay was always a little off, but she was nice. We enjoyed playing together and we'd often go to each other's houses as we lived only a block away from each other. Or rather, she lived a block or so from my grandmother's house, which is where I would go after school for 3 or 4 hours until one of my parents got off work and came to take me home.
Did you
I'm
say
now
Kane did?
21, so no. Parents got off work and came to. I'm gonna go into my room in your block. Okay.
Motherfucker.
Come on. I'm gonna tell. Hold on. I'm gonna finish the story once I get in my room.
Well, I'm changing my block to block 1, so you're stuck on that.
Oh, why? Why'd you do that? Alright. Oh.
Cause I wanna fuck around and not have to worry about shit.
Alright. I'm now 21, so the details may be hazy, but I'll recount the events as best I can remember. What the heck is this?
Oh, never mind, leave that.
Why? What is this?
It's a clear base. It's a different one.
Aww. Okay, well, I'm gonna finish the story. It may have just been that I was a kid at the time, but I honestly don't see any red flags. I ran into our friendship that her family might be crazy, and other than the offense that plagued Kay and her sisters and mom. I don't know where their dad was. I never heard of or saw him. And he definitely didn't live with them. It's kind of hard to explain, but it was like a mix of super Christian sterilization of violence and language, general slowness, and the ability to understand people's emotions or reactions. As a kid, I was just thought they were kind of dumb, and that was the extent of it. Okay, that was not the extent of it. Back then, my parents had 2 cars. My mom drove a nice Subaru Outback Escalade car. I don't remember the make or model, just what it looked like. My dad drove a nice little Geo Metro. Ooh. GEO Metro. It has excellent gas mileage, was a near perfect condition. My dad is a damn good mechanic and kept his cars running very well and was an all-around useful little thing. My father loved it. Both my parents worked full-time to support my sister and I. We didn't have a ton of money, but we had enough to get by for the most part. And local aid programs handled the rest when their jobs could just barely cut. I don't know what sort of work Kay or her family did or what programs they were in or anything, but Kay's mom, 3 daughters, and another female relative all lived in one house in a nice neighborhood, so it was definitely working for them. Only thing was they didn't have. Shoot, my controller's dying. Hold on.
Cool. Brayden's still there.
No, he's not.
Yeah, I'm just on my muted.
I'm telling the story still. Hold on. All right. One day, Kay's mom walks down to pick up Kay and meets my dad for the first time, since it was just when he was coming to pick me up for the rest of... Hold on. For the first time. Since it was just when he was coming to pick me up for the rest of the story, Kay's mom is the entitled parent, EP. My dad is a charismatic man and struck up a conversation with the friendly and all. Entitled parent was friendly too and kept eyeing the GEO Metro while talking to him, commenting that it was a nice little car. My dad, being a gearhead, took that as an invitation to go on about how much he liked it, the excellent mileage, the comfort of driving, how small and cozy it was, etc. I didn't think much of it at the time, nor did my dad. Sometime during the next week, I'm at my grandmother's house and there's a knock on the door. I don't know who it was, so I wait for my grandmother to answer. She speaks to the person at the door before inviting them in, and then when I realized it was entitled parent, I was pretty confused, but entitled parent said she just wanted to wait 10 minutes or so until my dad got there to pick me up because she wanted to chat or whatever odd. But okay, I didn't really care. My dad gets there and sees entitled parent. He's a bit surprised and at first worried that there might have been something wrong or that something had happened. Entitled parent assures him nothing was wrong and immediately states, "Can I see your keychain?" My dad is a bit confused, says yes, and holds up the keychain. Entitled parent gets up and walks over for a closer look. Which one's for that green car? The GEO is a light green color. This one. He gestures at the key. Why? Let me see it. Why? Let me see it. Putting the keychain down and keeping it kind of away from her. Then in a formal tone of voice, why? At this point, I'm getting a little scared and confused. My grandma is confused. Entitled parent is getting visibly agitated. My dad is really wary of all of this. Entitled parent, you know I need a car. I was just wondering if I could have the green one. You said it's really nice and I don't have a car. You mean just give it to you? No, it's my car and I needed to get to and from work. I can trade you the car for another one if you really want it, or sell it to you so I can buy another one. But I can't just give you the car. That's insane. You can just use your wife's car, can't you? You don't need 2 cars. That's kind of selfish. My dad doesn't answer, just stares at her in a presumably shock. Until I'm even more upset, getting a little loud. I thought our kids were friends. Would you really let the family of your daughter's friend be without a car? Our daughters might be friends, but we're not. And even if we were, I'm not just going to give my car away for free. I can't afford that. If I could, I'd just buy you a car at that point instead of giving you mine. Tell parent treating me. And how do you think Kay selfish? Oh, no, wait. How do you think Kay would feel if she knew your dad was so selfish, OP? Looking at my dad again. I can't believe either of you. This is so selfish of you to have 2 cars when I didn't even have 1. This must have made my dad angry enough to recover from his previous shock because he demands that entitled parent leave. And after she storms out, he apologizes to me and his mother. After this, I never saw Kay again at school. I'm dead serious. About halfway through the year after this happens, I did not see her. I have no idea why. I know they later moved to a nearby town altogether. Not for several months. I didn't even see Kay at recess. Did her mother switch schools? Keep her from school? Did she get sick? I honestly have no idea. And while the conclusion is minor, this isn't even where it ends. Oh god. This is extra long. Maybe a year and a half after that stuff happened, I was going to the birthday party of another girl. I knew, let's call her D. Something I didn't know was that D was a distant cousin of Kay, and that Kay and her mom were going to come to this party. D also didn't even know that until parent hated my family. Until we both got there, it was awkward. Until parent just straight up left, and Kay refused to even look at me the entire time. I assume that after our parents argued until the parent went home and bitched to Kay about my family being selfish out to everywhere. Not only that, but while I was at this party, my phone got stolen. It was a Motorola Razr. Back when that was the shit. And having one made you instantly popular. My parents have saved up for probably the better part of a year to get it for me for my birthday. I left it on the curb outside the party, literally right next to me, as I was waiting for my dad. During that time, there was no one outside except for Kay, coming out briefly. When I got up to leave, it was gone, and I never saw it again. I know Kay stole it, and my dad confronted an entitled parent over the phone about it. EP instantly went fucking off, yelling at my dad over the phone loud enough. Couldn't understand all of what she said. Something about Kay wasn't a thief, I was a liar, I was stupid, and the icing on the cake. I'll never forget this. And so what, even if you did, you people would deserve it. I never got my car, her stupid phone isn't worth that anyways. So it's only fair that Kay gets to have it. You're so selfish, you could afford a Motorola for OP, so that means you could have bought me another car like you promised. You promised me, you told me that you'd buy me another car. You will go to hell for your greed. You couldn't even give me a car you don't need, how dare you. She started off yelling, but by then she practically screeched and I could barely understand what she said. My dad promptly hung up and eventually I turned his phone off because she called him back like 10 times immediately after. He also did inform the police that he was suspected Kay or EP stole my phone, but they never got around to actually looking for it, or at least Fearless never found it. Despite EP pretty much confessing that Kay in it, rest in peace, my 4-month-old phone that my parent worked their asses off to get for me. TLDR, grade school friends, mom demands my dad's car since we're friends, yells at me when it says no, blah 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 blah. Okay. Extra long.
What a bitch slapped her.
Ooh, I have a better one, it's medium. You have a bunch of PS4s here. Can't you spare one? Alright, this is not my story.
Oh, I've absolutely smacked her super
Brayden,
hard,
you
bro.
wanna try out my
Hold
roller
on.
coaster course?
already seen
Alright.
it.
You should try it out.
So listen,
Maybe
it's what I
sometime.
witnessed. Backstory: I was in Target looking for Nintendo gift cards, and suddenly a wild Karen and her
What did you just
fucking
do,
toast,
Bert?
a wild Karen and her fucking toasted cat, known as her precious angel, walked around,
Oh, I
along.
deleted some of the
We
cannons.
know where this is going. The people. Untitled Untitled Kid. EK Entitled Kid. Ian, the Thing Slayer of poor workers known as Karen. PW poor worker. Me, beautiful itself. Hee hee. If my formatting is Asperger, it's because I'm on mobile. So like I said, walking around in Target looking for a Nintendo gift card, and I see Entitled Kid eyeballing at Nintendo Switch. You know the area where you could play it on a Nintendo Switch and test it out? He goes to the test console and guess what? He is purposely hurting the test console. Rattling the console like a dog if he shat in the floor. And then he is done fucking with it. And he looks like a kid near 12 to 14. Then he runs to his mom and asks for a Switch. Oh boy, Mom, can I have Entitled Kid, Mom, can I have a Nintendo Switch? Of course. How much does it cost? Entitled Kid, $300. The choosing beggar side is switched in her brain. Where did you see this Nintendo? Entitled Kid points to the test console. Entitled Mom walks up to poor worker. Entitled Mom. Hey, can you give me a Switch? Sure, ma'am. I didn't think poor worker knew what she meant. She didn't want to buy it. She wanted it for free. Poor worker guides her to lock switches and almost opens them. And I'm pretty sure he saw the Karen in her soul and asked, which color switch are you going to pay for? Let's reference that. Pay for? There were immediate signs that Karen had to perform the action of paying. Oh, I'm not paying. Poor worker, sigh. Why? Because, Mom, because look around you. Do you see all these PS4s? You wouldn't mind if I took one off your hands? Right? Right? Poor worker, actually, I would mind that. And told her mom, well, that's rude. I need it for my angel of a son. He needs it. Poor worker. That doesn't mean it's free. And told her mom, well, the customer is always right. Ow. Dropped my phone on my face.
Dumbass.
Poor worker, well, you are not a customer since you are not buying it. Until Mom, gasped in shock, the employee actually fought back. That's rude. My child has cancer and is dying. And you do not care? Poor worker, what? Entitled Mom, you have cancer, right? Now the kid is getting every second of it. He is evolving into an EK. Turns into NK. Nice kid. He evolved into, no, normal kid. Entitled Mom, right? Normal kid, yeah. Entitled Mom, see, and you made him, Ian whispers in his ears, cry. Not normal kid, what? Huh? What? NK turns into EK. He evolved back into entitled kid. Poor worker, I don't care. You have to pay for it. Until Mom, fine, I'll just get it myself. Until Mom starts over to me. Hey, how about we make a deal? Let's play half and half. For my son's PS4. You pay $290 and I pay $10 deal. Me no. I'll give you free $49. I think you realize that I can literally buy V-Bucks for $290, but okay. Me, no. Entitled Mom, fucking useless retard bitch. Entitled Mom, nice, Ian, fuck off. Fucker stomps off. goes to the test console and rips the Joy-Cons of pulling it. And told him, oh, uh-oh. Poor workers, you are going to have to pay for that. EM? No! Tries to run off. Caught by the security guards, but that's all I know. TLDR, mother demands free PS4 and gets fucked. Whew. That's crazy.
Brayden, what would you have done to her?
Bro, there's a security guard. I would have just grabbed the Joy-Con she ripped off and just threw it at the back of her head as hard as I could have.
It's fucked up.
I mean, it would probably been like, eek.
I'm gonna go into your roller coaster course.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Go ahead, you're gonna have to move around, though. Like, you have to look around. Huh, that's the first time that's actually messed up.
Wait, do you have to be steering it, or can you be inside
Yeah,
of
you're gonna
it?
have to be steering.
Oh.
Ignore the part around the curb. Be careful around that, because it will want you flying. It'll send you flying.
Don't you mean flip you?
Yeah.
Really? That's it? That's all it is?
Yeah.
It's nice.
But soon I'm gonna
Wait,
be adding, like,
are you still
speed
live
boosts.
streaming?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Or else I
Alright,
would have
who
asked you
else
to stop
wanted
reading.
Entitled parent videos, cause
Alright, I
I
got
read
it.
an extra long one and a medium.
Alright, I got it. Alright, let's see. Hit a woman, I'll hit you.
Wait,
No. Entitled mother tries to take my chinchilla.
Bro, if someone tried to take my guinea pig, bro, I would get just like.
Who
fucking
cares who caused the
Naruto
crash? I have a
teleport.
kid.
How long is it?
Medium. I'll read 2 mediums.
Read it. Yeah, read it.
Alright.
Read it.
Let me get comfortable on my beanbag chair and sit in for the ride, guys. I'm gonna unplug my phone and I'm gonna lean back. Alright.
Bro, we
Who
should start this
cares?
as a series.
You still live streaming?
Yeah,
Brayden?
they actually have YouTube channels of it, like r slash Lee Harem, Misery Box. They have like all these things. They're called r slash Entitled Parents.
We'll do the R
No,
slash
but
entitled
we
parents.
should start our own series of this.
We'll do it each Saturday, and then the rest will be like each Saturday, Wednesday, and Monday.
No, only
Saturday
I
and
can only
Sunday.
do on Saturdays.
Me and Brayden can do it on Saturday and
'Cause
Sunday.
Sundays I have role plays on GTA 5.
Alright, Saturday and Sunday will be our R slash, and then all through the week will be our gameplay. Alright, who cares who caused the crash? I have a kid. Background info. I drive standard, like a type of they drive in Fast and Furious movies, which are also the best movies in the world. True. If you know standard, then you also know they have quirks, like when you go to stop to go, it takes like 5 seconds because you have to shift from neutral to 1, get to the gears as fast enough to switch from clutch to the gas, and then do it all again to switch from 1 to 2. This is harder than to do on a hill, as naturally when roll back, and therefore have to throw in some emergency brakes. All in all, a bit of work, but again, takes about 5 seconds. Yeah,
Bro,
that's
I
correct.
personally think the best movie series is How to Train Your Dragons, bro.
Not animated. Alright, story. I was taking my dog to the vet because the idiot, he was enough to rip off the siding. Sounded like fun, and now had a chunk of metal hanging in his lip / gums. Ew. He
Oh,
did
poor
not
dog.
care at all and went about his over an hour until he came in and we saw. He only started to whine when he realized he could not eat. Again, dumb dog. Almost hit a light and a stop on a hill. Okay, already not fun. I'm going to roll back and pull my emergency so that it's in the right place. Alright, then a car pulls up so close that I could put a piece of paper between the cars and it would not fall. She was like right on my tail, like crap that's stuck and can't wait for the bumper sticker. What? Standard driver, so I roll to get off. I roll so get off my ass. It comes to Rail Monday. Ha! Lights turn green and I start to do my stuff, shifting and what have to do. Still haven't moved as the light has just turned green. In 1 second, it takes me 5 seconds to go. Bump. Shit, the lady hits me. Oh well, was not hard enough, so I pull over after I get hit off the hill and go through the light. We pull into the parking lot and I get out, see no damage on my end. Convos as follow. EM, what the heck was that? Me, looks like you hit me. All good, no damage. EM, me hit you. Nice try, I would never. You did not move. You got me. Me, yeah, I was shifting. I could move my car, yet you gunned it, and when the light turned, I wasn't ready yet. You stayed still. You were on your phone. You hit me. No, I did not. Well, me. No, I did not. Are you calling me a bad mother? I have a child in my car. I would never. She said, ow, you need to get off your phone. Me, I wasn't on my phone. Then why did you not move? Because my car wasn't ready yet. It takes me like 5 seconds before I can go. That's a lie. Where you were on your phone. The fuck?
It's probably
Give me your license and insurance. My daughter hurt her neck. Yeah, no, you hit me and it was a love tap at that. Call the cops if you want. Fine. Well, Ian says fine. She calls the cops 20 minutes later. They roll up. At this point, I'm chilling in the grass with my dog. Metal's still in his face, but he does not give a crap about it. Little does she know I have a secret weapon. Dash cams. Oh, fuck.
Oh, bro, she's about to get arrested.
I've been here before. I have one in my front and back. And looking into the cars, I know what the footage will show, and I know I'm on the clear. Cops come and explain to me that she wants to sue. And what's my info? Honey, this is Canada. Since we sue each other, I'll tell my side of the story and pull out my dash cam footage. She sticks to her story until the end when the cops tell her she has no case and she could be written up for driving too close. At the end of the story, I take my dog to the vet, never see that lady again, and now I have my bumper sticker and it helps keep people back and recommended to all my standard car friends. Damn.
Did she even have a kid in there?
Yeah, she did. Daughter hurt her neck. Well, you're the dumbass who fucking hurt her neck, so sorry. Alright, Braden, if you wanna find one, you can.
Yeah, you
I
haven't
have Reddit.
told one single one.
I don't have Reddit downloaded, Ethan.
Google.
No,
just
bro, why
tell
are you
us-
destroying my theme, bruh?
Because I still have stuff to add. Alright, I'm gonna bring another cannon down here.
Yeah.
I was
Don't mind
reading.
all the cannons over there.
I just see Braden deleting all of them.
I'm not even
No, I'm
deleting them.
deleting them.
Alright. You gotta get some good speed at the start so that you don't flip around like a dumbass. And you gotta stay to the left side. Why are there fucking movement modulators?
Oh, just so you can get up there faster.
You can fly on this map.
I don't care.
Alright,
I mean, who does not want to be like the Flash, bro?
me.
You don't want to be like the Flash?
Nah.
Oh, is it Infinite Ammo's not on anymore, bro?
Yeah, I reset the item, sorry.
Guys, look at this. Watch. I made a pinball thing.
Mm. Is the Scissors Death Run still out?
No, they took it off because it was too hard.
Is there any more Death Runs in there?
I'm not sure, you can check.
Contact. What is this map for ants? This year I could for this. Ooh.
Alright, let's see if I can get this perfect again. Oh, can I get it perfect? Let's Willie Birkin it now.
Someone.
Hey, do you guys want to go
Bro.
play hide and go seek on the tiny map? From
This
my video?
dude made this thing where if you when you start it, it starts playing actual music.
Really? Where? What is it called?
Weather World?
Oh, Weather World.
Yeah.
Really? It plays like what kind of music?
It's a dude singing. It's actually pretty good.
Where is it?
It's on featured.
I know, I'm finding it. Whoa. Yo, this is sick.
The only bad part, we can't stream in here or else we'll get copyright.
Fuck. So I'm gonna have to end my stream after.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Wait, where's the thing at? Where's the box at?
Ethan, if you want to read another one while I'm finishing this, you can. Read like a small one or something.
Where's
So
the...
so that I don't have to end my
Right.
stream like on a bad note.
Where's the radio at? Oh.
Bro, he got water in here and everything. How do you get water?
It's a creator thing. It's actually pretty hard to do.
Found it. I want to go. That's mine. That's so cool.
and then you'd get into the cannon, and then you shoot yourself onto this fountain, and then boom.
Yo, that was actually cool. Yo, why did I leave the game?
Bro, how did he put water in there though?
I don't know.
Wizard's World.
Yo, do you guys want to go do hide and go seek?
Dream.
I'm about to. Alright, well, guess I'm gonna be ending this stream to go into this world. Alright, goodbye.